Hello, everyone. The UFL once again is back, and I am back as well, making UFL content. As you guys know, I tried to make a March Madness video, and it just didn't record. When I talked for like 50 minutes, none of it recorded for some reason, even though I obviously had to record on. Had to make a short on that. That was going to be my return video, but unfortunately, that kind of got messed up. Luckily, we're here. This is a much shorter video, so I won't mind if I have to redo it. But you will be seeing this, okay? We will be seeing a video from me, obviously, if you're watching this, of course. But talking about the Battlehawks, obviously, good win. There are some issues that I can see from the start, but there are a lot of good signs, and the fact that we beat the defending champions who beat us in the what I like to call XFL championship, because we're both from the XFL division. It's good to win this game, especially in week 1, with a new QB. Obviously, Silvers has been on the team, but he's actually the day 1 starter instead of, Duggan, McCarron, the QBs we've had before him. And obviously, we had a new coach. Anthony Beck left us for one of the new expansion teams, and now Ricky Prohl, I think that's how I pronounce his name. He was ironically on the 1999 Super Bowl winning Rams team, who, as they showed in the highlights, caught the game-winning touchdown in the NFC Championship to send them to the Super Bowl, which we all know what happened after that. 1 yard, Titans K. You already know I'm a Colts fan, got to say that. But it was his first day coaching for the Battlehawks in a game, and walked away with a victory in a very defensive game, which these teams seem more offensive-minded, so it's pretty surprising that this was a more defensive game, but I'm not complaining, really. Silvers, I have some concerns with him. He went 16 for 28, 198 yards and touchdown. He played pretty well. However, there's some issues with his mobility. I don't think he's as mobile as I'd want him to be. There were some times when there was sacks that he could have got out of that he just couldn't have. No QB runs, sneaks. There was one QB sneak, but no QB runs, draws, just rollouts. That wasn't seen as much, which kind of concerns me. I'm, however, more concerned on the O-line. I did not like how the O-line played at all. The rush game definitely got better as the game went on, but that O-line was not good, and we saw that right near the end of the second half, I believe. Literally, first and goal at the half-a-yard line, and you don't score a touchdown. You can't have that happen. So, concern with the O-line. Some concerns with Silvers. However, I want to see more games from him. I'm happy that he got through this game pretty well unscathed, especially compared to what many considered to be last year's MVP, although I don't believe he won it, Jordan Teamu, who threw 19 for 16, 123 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, which doesn't say on the game leaders tab, but I think it'll say in the stats tab. He definitely outplayed Silvers. Well, Silvers outplayed Teamu, but he definitely outplayed Teamu, so we're just going to see how that all plays out. Now, moving to the end of the game, this game ended 16-10. Just want to talk about that real quick because it was pretty interesting. After a defender's punt deep in their territory, we were already in the 35, and if you know the rule changes, you would know that if you pass the 50, you can't punt, which is an interesting rule. So we were already past that point, so if we did get to a 4th down, we would have to kick a field goal, and obviously, another rule in the UFL is that there are 3-point conversions, so they could get 9 points and still potentially tie the game if we kicked a field goal. So we had to basically get first downs and or get a touchdown. And with about 5 minutes left, we drove pretty well. It's about a third. Honestly, I want to start at the 2nd and 8. 3rd and 2 was the big point. Or was it 2nd and 7? One of the two. So it's basically like 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. And QB takes a tackle. The running back doesn't get much yardage. He actually gets turned back around. However, one of the defenders went offside, and it was pretty clear and obvious that there were 2 of the defenders' players that were getting chippy at each other during that moment. I was confused when it happened because, one, that's your teammate. Why are you getting mad at him, especially in such a tense moment like this where a first down basically ends the game? And 2, you got to focus on the play, not on your teammate. So it's like 2nd and 8 now. We get a good run. Makes it about 3rd and 2. And once again, there's these 2 guys chipping at each other. They're just jawing at each other for no reason. And so it's 3rd and 2. And the guy that was mad at the other guy, I believe his number was number 2. This guy commits one of the most blatant offsides that you will see, and he hands us the game. After he hands us the game, he walks off and starts yelling at everybody. So I'm not sure what necessarily happened there between those 2 guys, but not a good sequence for him. And we would have won that game anyways. The defenders team did not play well at all on offense past their first drive. As you can see, they scored all their points in the first quarter. One thing I really like, defense. Defense is amazing. You already know Tawa Penu, probably mispronounced that. Tawa Penu, 2.5 sacks. Amazing day for him. Obviously, he won the Defensive Player of the Year last year. So good to see him still play good. And with the passes, too, Mosley intercepted pass along with Sims. So 2 interceptions as well, along with 2.5. We'll call that 4, 5, 6, 7.5 sacks. 7.5 sacks on a guy. That is really, really good. Really good. Our defensive line is nice. And I'm not sure if that says more problems about the offensive line for the defenders or the defensive line for us. But I think that it says a lot about our defensive line because our offensive line played horrible. We couldn't get a run. We could barely get a pass off. And we did not allow 7.5 sacks. We allowed 1, 2, 3. We allowed 3 sacks. So I think our defense is really good. Offense is going to need to pick it up, obviously. But really proud with the defense. That's, I would say, the main takeaway in a very defensive game like this. But overall, just an amazing defensive day. Offense definitely picked it up better at the second half. And yeah, I'll get into the stats. One extra thing I have to show. I wish I could zoom in. Yeah, if you kick a 60-yard field goal and above, you get 4 points. That's why the score was a little wonky. They scored 4, then a touchdown, which they then missed the extra point somehow, which I didn't really understand how you could kick a 4-point play and just miss an extra point. No, actually, they went for 2. I'm not gonna hate on them. They went for 2. That's my bad. I was thinking of our kicker. Our kicker missed a kick. He didn't miss an extra point. He missed a kick. I was thinking of that. Sorry to Matt McCrane. You did not miss an extra point. You just missed a kick. You did not miss an extra point. Both of our kickers missed an extra point, which is kind of ironic. But let me get to the stats. Obviously, starting with the Battlehawks, we know Silver's 198. He had 70.1 yards per average. I believe that's what that means. Yards per play, basically. And basically a QB score of 91.1. I think that's what that means. Howard led with rushing, 11 attempts, 45 yards, as long as 14. Latulus had 23. James had 2. Silvers has -2, but he did have a good QB sneak. So not going to hate too much on that. And Harris had -2. For receiving, we did have a lot of drops. That's another thing. Early on in the game, we had some drops, which is a little concerning. But Jennings, one play masterclass, obviously, led on receiving yards with only one catch. It was a screen, but he shake the defense. He almost got a touchdown off that. That was the one right before the end of the half where we failed to convert a touchdown. But that was a good run. Latulus played better as a receiver than the RB, catching 3 for 61 and a long of 43, which also set up our only touchdown of the day, I believe. Howard, 4 for 24, long of 9. Pearson caught 3 for 19, long of 15. Darby caught 1 for 15. Neville caught 1 for 10 and the only touchdown of the game for us. Jackson caught 1 for 6. Boston caught 1 for 5, and Harris caught 1 for -6. Looking at our defense, total tackles, Mosley led 6 tackles. Obviously, also had the interception. Like I mentioned earlier, we had about 7.5 sacks, I believe. 2.5, 5, 6, 6.5, I believe. Around that. If I'm doing my math wrong, please forgive me. I'm sorry. 2.5, 2.5 is 5, 6.5, 7. No, it's 7.5. It's 7.5. I wasn't wrong. Yep, 7.5 sacks. Mosley had assists. Talon Penno also had an assist. Bentley had 2 assists. French had 2 assists. Farrell had an assist. Kelly had an assist. Williams had 3 assists. Ojemunya had 1 assist. Harris had 1 assist. Hembrough had 1 assist. Barrett had 1 assist. Linton had 2 assists. Stallworth had 1 assist. And for tackles, Mosley 6, Talon Penno 5, Thomas 5, Bentley 2, French 2, Davis 1, Hawkins 1, Farrell 1, Kelly 1, Williams 1, Clark 1, Omendria 1, Harris 1, Ism 1, and Hembrough, Barrett, Linton, Stallworth, and Sims did not record a tackle on the day. For kick returns, Harris had 2 for 65, his long was 35. Jennings had 1 for 26 with a long of obviously 26. It does not show our kicker for some reason. I wish it did. Obviously, it's not my boy, Roberto Sanchez. I don't know why I said Roberto. It's Rigoberto, but my bad, man. But our punter, he punted 5 times, 225 yards, long of 49, and he was inside the 20 twice. Looking at the defenders, Teamu, 9 for 16, 123. 7.7 yards per average, but 2 interceptions and a rating of 41.4. Their rushing was a bit better on the day. Jackson had 17 rushes for 57 yards and a touchdown. Teamu had 5 for 16. He was decent on the ground. Smith had 1 for no yards. Williams caught the most yards with 51 on 3. His long was 23. Scott caught 2 for 35. His long was 30. Fairchild caught 1 for 24. Corte caught 1 for 11. Is that Count? 1 or 2. Moore caught 1 for 2, and Jackson caught 1 for no gain. Looking at the defense, leading tackles on the day was Anderson with 4. Robertson got a sack. Maxwell got a sack, and Kidd got a sack. Looking at tackles and assists, for assists, Anderson had 2. Robinson had 1. Hearn had 2. Rogers had 1. Wallace had 2. Jacobs had 3. Thompson had 1. Bakersville had 3. Smith had 4 assists, which is a lot. Maxwell had 3. Kidd had 2, Johnson had 1, Basham had 2, Parrish had 1, Garner had 2, and Taylor had 1. Looking back at the tackles, Anderson obviously leading with 4, Robinson had 3, Hearn had 3, Rogers had 3, Walls had 3, Jacobs had 3, Thompson had 2, Baskerville had 2, Smith had 2, Baker had 1, Abraham had 1, Maxwell had 1, Conley had 1, Kidd had 1, and Johnson, Basham, Parrish, Gardner, and Taylor did not record a tackle. For kick returns, Valladay had all 4 returns for 104 yards. His long was 27, and he averaged 26 yards. And for their punter, they also punted 5 times, 219 yards. His long was 49, but he was only inside the 20 once. So other than that, that's really all I have to say. Good win for the boys. Guess here also shows total plays, total yards per play. I did not realize how biased the refs were. They had 12 penalties on the defenders, and the Battlehawks had like 1. We did not pay the refs. We did not pay the refs at all. Trust. We didn't do it. Third downs, 3 for 10 for them. We had 5 for 16, and we only went for 1 fourth down. We got it. Obviously, led on passing. They led on rushing. We had the more time of possession at 34. Well, they had 25, basically 26. We had 4 more first downs. It also specifies if it's a passing first down or a rushing first down. They also had 3 penalty first downs, which I'm not really sure what that stat indicates. But, yeah, good win. Next game, if it'll let me see, it should schedule. Next game, Renegades. For some reason on a Tuesday. I don't know why it's on a Tuesday. Usually we play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday games, but oh well, I guess. Obviously, the big game, what I would like to say a big game, especially on a shorter week, would be the Stallions game, which, as we all know, the Stallions are the premier team in the UFL. They did not win the championship last year, but they are still a really good team. Also, Saturday, April 18th, play the Battlehawks play the Defenders again, which is going to be a really good game. Other than that, you got the new guys, Storm on the 25th, Kings on the 30th, Aviators on the 8th, Gamblers on the 16th, which we play back-to-back. Interesting schedule quirk. Then we play the Renegades to end the season. So, after seeing what happened today, I'm liking our chances on the year. Gonna see if that offense can improve itself, but other than that, nothing else much I have to say. Hope you guys get to see these videos. If not, I'm